All right, we have this radical function, and we know it because of the square root, and we want to find the domain. And remember, when I think of finding the domain, I just always think of good x values. So what are bad x values? Bad x values are values that make the denominator equal 0. With a radical, with a square root, a bad x value would be something that you're trying to take the negative of the square root. So this is kind of two parts. So we can see already that what would make the denominator equal 0 would be if x equals 1. So we know that's bad, that x cannot equal 1. The other thing we need to do is we need to take this, let me get rid of the square root, what's under the square root, and state that this needs to be greater than or equal to 0, because if it's less than 0, then it will be a negative. What I would do is I would first multiply both sides times x minus 1. And so you can see this cancels, that still just becomes 0. So I have x squared plus 6x minus 27 greater than or equal to 0. From here, I always look to see if I can factor this. I know that's x and x. I think of 27 as 9 times 3. And then 9 minus 3 will give me 6. The 6 is positive, so the positive needs to go on the larger value. And so as long as both of these are greater than or equal to 0, I have no problem. So I can see that this would be x equals 3 and x, I didn't mean to put equals. I mean, back up. X is greater than or equal to 3 and x is greater than or equal to negative 9. So in other words, I set these equal to 0 and solve. So if I just kind of look on a number line, I have what, negative 9. The next value I have is 1. And the next value I have is 3. Well, we're saying that it has to be greater than or equal to negative 9. Since it's equal to, we can use this square bracket. So greater than or equal to. And then I can travel all the way to 1, but I cannot use 1. So that's the parentheses. And then I'm going to jump over and get to 3, and it can equal 3 in anything beyond. So to write this in interval notation would be from negative 9 to 1, parentheses, union, and now 3 to infinity, parentheses. And this would be my final answer.